engineering projects are very expensive. Dr. Osage would laugh. Don't worry about money when you have me. I will send it to you today. What Dr. Osage didn't know was that Osas was studying mass communication, not engineering, and the money was not for any project materials. Osas had learned the art of managing multiple boyfriends without any of them knowing about each other. She had different names for different men and different stories for each one. To Mr. Emeka, a businessman who owned shops in New Benin Market, she was Ada, a sweet Igbo girl studying medicine who needed money for medical textbooks. To Mr. Osaro, who had oil business in Warri, she was Treasure, an economics student whose parents had died in a car accident and who was struggling to pay school fees. To Engineer Biodun in Lagos, she was Princess, a computer science student who was building an app and needed money for software and equipment. Each man believed he was the only one helping her, and each man believed he was in a serious relationship with her. One evening, as Osas was counting the money she had received that week, Omoye walked into their room and saw bundles of naira notes on their bed. Jesus Christ, Osas, where did you get all this money from? Osas quickly covered the money with a wrapper. Omo, I told you I have businesses. This is the profits from my online sales this week. Omoye looked suspicious. What exactly do you sell online? Because I never see you packing goods or going to deliver anything. I sell digital products, Osas said smoothly. E-books, online courses, things like that. You don't need to pack anything physical. But Omoye was not convinced. She had been Osas's roommate for 2 years and she knew something was not right. That night, while Osas was in the bathroom, Omoye quickly looked through her phone and saw messages from different men calling her different names. Her heart sank when she realized what her roommate was doing. The next morning, as they walked to the Faculty of Art for lectures, Omoye confronted her. Osas, I saw the messages on your phone last night. You are deceiving those men. This is very dangerous. Osas stopped walking and looked at her friend with cold eyes. Omo, mind your business. These men have more money than they know what to do with. I am just helping them spend it wisely. But you are lying to them about who you are and what you study. What if they find out? Osas laughed. Will they find out? I am smarter than all of them combined. Besides, they are getting what they want. A young, beautiful girlfriend. I am getting what I want. Money to live comfortably. Everyone is happy. This lifestyle became more expensive. She needed more money. She started asking her boyfriends for bigger amounts and she began making more dangerous promises. She told Dr. Osage that she was starting a small business and needed 500,000 naira as capital. She promised him that she would pay him back with interest and make him a partner in the business. She told Chief Osaro that she had an opportunity to buy land near the university and resell it for profit. She needed 1 million naira and promised to give him 50% of the profits. She told Engineer Biodun that she had developed an app that could make them both millionaires, but she needed 800,000 naira for marketing and development. Each man was excited about the investment opportunity and sent the money immediately. But instead of investing the money, Osas used it to buy more expensive clothes, jewelry, gadgets, and wigs. She also rented a small apartment off campus and told people it was her business office. On Friday evening, as she was posting a TikTok video showing off a new iPhone and designer's bag, she received a call from Dr. Osage. Osas, my dear, how is our business project going? It is about 2 months since I sent the money. Osas's heart jumped, but she kept her voice calm. Mr. Osage, my love, the business is going very well. We just had some delay with getting the proper permits, but everything is moving forward now. That is good to hear. When will I start seeing return on my investment? Very soon, my love. Maybe next month. I will send you a detailed report of everything we have achieved so far. After the call, Osas realized she was in serious trouble. She had no business, no permits, and nowhere to pay back anyone. But she pushed the worry away and continued living a fake life. Her TikTok followers kept increasing and she became more popular on campus. Girls wanted to be like her and guys wanted to date her, but nobody knew the truth about how she was funding her lifestyle. Everything changed when Osas met Osaon Edokolo, a final year law student who was known for being serious and hardworking. He was the type of student who spent his free time in the library and participated in moot court competitions. They met at the university's annual cultural day, where Osas was taking pictures for her TikTok page near the auditorium. She was wearing a beautiful traditional Edo outfit that probably cost more than most student semester expenses. "Excuse me," Osaon said politely. "You are blocking the path and people are trying to pass." Osas looked up from her phone and saw a tall, handsome guy with glasses and a gentle smile. He was wearing a simple white shirt and black trousers, but something about him caught her attention. "Oh, sorry," she said, moving aside. "I was just taking pictures for my social media." "You must be very dedicated to your content creation," he said with a small laugh. "I have been watching you take the same pictures for about 10 minutes. Osas felt embarrassed for the first time in months. "It has to be perfect. My followers expect quality content." "Quality content," Osaon repeated. "What kind of content do you create?" "Lifestyle and business tips for students. I teach people how to make money online while studying." Osaon looked genuinely interested. "That sounds helpful. What kind of businesses do you recommend for students?" For some reasons, Osas found it difficult to give him her usual fake answers. There was something about his honest eyes that made her uncomfortable with lying. "Well, different type of businesses. It depends on the person's interests and skills." They talked for a while and Osas discovered that Osaon was not like the men she usually dealt with. He didn't try to impress her with money or ask for her phone number immediately. He seemed genuinely interested in having a real conversation. When he finally asked for her number, it was to invite her to a debate competition he was participating in. "I think you might find it interesting," he said. "It is about social media influence and its impact on students." That night, Osas couldn't stop thinking about Osaon. For the first time in years, she had met someone who seemed to care about her mind, not just her appearance. Osas started spending more time with Osaon, and she found herself enjoying conversations that didn't involve asking for money or telling lies. He introduced her to his friends, serious students who talked about their future careers, social issues, and making positive change in Nigeria. When Osaon's friend asked about her businesses, Osas felt uncomfortable giving her usual detailed lies. Something about being around honest people made her want to be honest too. "I do online marketing," she would say vaguely, hoping they would ask for more details. But Osaon was curious about her lifestyle. He noticed that she always had money for expensive meals, new clothes, and the latest gadgets, even though she claimed to be from a humble background. "Osas, your online business must be very successful," he said one evening as they shared fried rice and chicken at a restaurant near campus. "Most students I know who do online businesses are still struggling to make consistent income." Osas' chest felt tight. "Well, I have been doing it for a long time. I know the tricks. Maybe you can teach me. I could use extra income to support my younger siblings." The thought of teaching Osaon her business made Osas feel sick. She couldn't imagine explaining to him how she made money by lying to older men. "It is complicated," she said. "Not everyone can do it." As their relationship grew deeper, Osas found herself wanting to tell Osas the truth, but every time she thought about it, she imagined the disappointment in his eyes and decided to keep quiet. Meanwhile, her boyfriends were becoming more demanding. Dr. Osaige wanted to meet her parents to discuss their business partnership. Chief Osaro was asking to see the land document for the property investment. Engineer Biodun wanted to test the app she claimed to have developed. Osas was running out of excuses and the stress was starting to show. Omoye noticed that her roommate was not sleeping well and seemed worried all the time. Osas, whatever you are doing is catching up with you. I can see it in your face. But Osas brushed off her concern. I am just tired from combining business with studies. It is not easy being an entrepreneur. Things became more complicated when Dr. Osage called Osas and said he wanted to visit her business office and meet her business partners. My dear, I have been very patient, but I need to see what my money is doing. Let's meet at your office next week. Osas panicked. She had no office, no business partner, and no business. She quickly called a friend who had graduated and was working in a small company. Fumi, I need a big favor. Can you pretend to be my business partner for one afternoon? Fumi was confused. Business partner? What business? I will explain later. I just need you to help me meet with an investor who thinks we run a company together. After much begging, Fumi agreed to help, but she warned Osas, whatever you are doing sounds dangerous. Be careful. The meeting with Dr. Osage was a disaster. Even though Fumi tried her best to play along, Dr. Osage asked detailed questions about their business operations, profit margins, and future plans. Osas stumbled through her answers, and Dr. Osage left looking suspicious. That same week, Chief Osaro demanded to see the land document for the property he had invested in. Osas created fake documents using her computer skills, but when Chief Osaro took them to a lawyer friend for verification, the lawyer immediately identified them as fake. Engineer Biodun asked to test the app Osas claimed to have developed, and when she couldn't produce anything, he became angry and threatened to report her to the authorities. Everything was falling apart at the same time, and Osas didn't know how to handle the pressure. To make matters worse, Osaon was planning to introduce her to his family during the upcoming semester break. My parents are excited to meet the successful businesswoman I have been telling them about, he said happily. They want to know more about your business ideas. Osas felt like she was drowning in lies. Every day brought new challenges and more pressure to maintain a fake identity. That night, she sat in her room staring at her phone, which was buzzing with angry messages from Dr. Osage, demanding explanation about their failed meeting. For the first time since she started deceptive lifestyle, Osas wondered if money was worth all the stress and fear. Everything came crashing down one Tuesday morning when Osas was in her journalism ethics class. The irony was not lost on her that she was learning about honesty and integrity while living a life built on lies. Her phone rang in the middle of the lecture and she quickly rejected the call. But it rang again immediately and again. The lecturer, Professor Asemota, stopped teaching and looked at her. Miss Igbinovia, please step outside and handle your business call. Some of us are here to learn about ethical journalism. Osas' face burned with embarrassment as she walked out of the class. The calls were from Chief Osaro and he sounded furious. You fraud! Do you think you can play with my money? I know where you school. I am coming to the university right now to expose you. Osas' hand started shaking. Chief, please calm down. Let me explain. Explain what? That you gave me fake land documents, that your business is fake. I have already called the university security. They are looking for you right now. She tried calling Dr. Osage to plead with him to be patient with her, but his phone was switched off. She tried Engineer Biodun, but he had blocked her number. Within an hour, Chief Osaro arrived at the university with his lawyer and went straight to the dean's office. He had printed copies of all their messages, bank transfer receipts, and the fake document Osas had given him. By afternoon, the whole university was talking about the student scammer who had been deceiving older men. Someone recorded a video of Chief Osaro shouting in the dean's office and posted it on TikTok with the caption, "University student exposed for scamming men with fake business promises." The video spread quickly across all social media platforms, and soon, everyone on campus knew that Osas the unique queen was a fraud. Osas hid in her room, too ashamed to attend her afternoon lectures. Her phone was buzzing with messages from classmates, followers, and even strangers who had seen the viral video. When Osaon saw the video, he called her immediately. "Osas, please tell me this is not true. Please tell me you didn't do what this man is saying." Osas was crying so hard she could barely speak. "Osaon, I wanted to tell you, but I didn't know how." There was a long silence on the phone. Then Osaon said quietly, "So everything you told me about your business was a lie?" "Yes." "And you have been taking money from men by lying to them?" "Yes." Another long silence. "I don't know who you are, Osas." He hung up the phone and Osas felt like her heart had been ripped out of her chest. The next morning, Osas was called to the dean's office. Professor Omoroge sat behind his big desk with a serious expression on his face. Chief Osaro was there with his lawyer, and there was also two policemen in uniform. "Miss Ibinovia," the dean began, "we have received serious allegations against you. Can you explain what has been happening?" Osas looked around the room at all the serious faces staring at her. For the first time in years, she decided to tell complete truth. "Sir, everything they are saying is true. I have been lying to men about having businesses and taking money from them. I know it was wrong, but I started it because I wanted to live a better life than what my parents could afford." Chief Osaro stood up angrily. "You see, she has confessed. This girl has stolen over 1 million naira from me alone. She told me she was buying land for investment, but it was all lies." The police took out his notebook. "Miss, how many people have you collected money from using these fake stories?" Osas counted in her head. "About 7 people, sir, maybe more." "How much in total?" I don't know exactly. Maybe 8 or 9 million naira over 2 years." Everyone in the room looked shocked at the amount. Or even Osas was surprised when she heard herself say it out loud. The dean shook his head sadly. "Miss Ibinovia, you are not just facing criminal charges. The university will also have to take disciplinary action. This kind of behavior brings shame to our institution." The police asked Osas to follow them to the station for further questioning. As she was walking out of the dean's office, she saw Osaon standing in the corridor. Their eyes met for a moment, and she could see the disappointment and sadness in his face. "Osaon," she whispered, but he turned away and walked in the opposite direction. That evening, Osas' parents arrived in Benin City after hearing about their daughter's problem. Her father, Mr. Ibinovia, looked older than she remembered, and her mother's eyes were red from crying. "Osas, how did we get here?" her mother asked sadly. "We raised you to be honest and hardworking. How did money become more important than your character?" Osas had no answer. She realized that in chasing an expensive lifestyle, she had lost the values her parents had taught her, and she had hurt people who trusted her. The university suspended Osas for 1 academic year pending the outcome of her criminal case. Her TikTok account was reported and deleted after the video of her confession spread online. The girl, who had once been envied by thousands of followers, was now known as the Uniben scammer. Omoye, her former roommate, came to visit her at home in Auchi, where she was staying with her parents. "Osas, I tried to warn you that this life was dangerous, but you wouldn't listen." Osas was sitting on her parents' small veranda, looking very different from the glamorous girl she used to be. She was wearing a simple dress, her hair was not tied, and she looked tired and older. "Omo, I thought I was smarter than everyone. I thought I could control the situation forever, but lies have a way of catching up with you. What will you do now? I have to pay back the money I took from those men. My parents have sold our land and borrowed money from relatives to help me pay back what I can. I will probably go to prison for a short time, but my lawyer says if I cooperate and show remorse, the sentence might not be too long." Omoye looked sad for her friend. "What about Osaon?" Osas' eyes filled with tears. "He hasn't spoken to me since that day. I don't blame him. Who would want to be with someone who built their whole life on lies? Maybe when you complete your sentence and change your life completely, he might forgive you." "I don't deserve forgiveness, Omo. I hope someday I can prove that I have really changed." 2 weeks later, Osas appeared in court and pleaded guilty to fraud. The judge sentenced her to 18 months in prison, but she would serve only 12 months because she had cooperated with the police and helped them understand how online fraud worked among students. Before going to prison, Osas wrote letters to all the men she had deceived, apologizing for her lies and promising to pay back their money gradually after her release. She also wrote a long letter to Osaon explaining everything about her past and how meeting him had made her want to become a better person. She didn't ask for forgiveness or expect him to wait for her. She just wanted to know that their relationship had been the only real thing in her life of lies. 12 months later, Osas was released from prison. The experience had changed her completely. She had used her time in prison to learn new skills, including computer programming and digital marketing. The real kind, not the fake version she used to claim. Her parents welcomed her home with open arms and she spent several months helping her mother in tomato business while planning her future. Osas' mother said one evening as they were arranging tomatoes for the next day's market, "Prison was not the end of your life. It was the beginning of your second chance. Don't waste it." Osas nodded. "Mama, I will never go back to that life. I want to build something real this time." She applied to return to Unibe to complete her studies. University agreed to readmit her, but she would have to repeat her 300 level and accept that some students would always remember her as the scammer girl. On her first day back on campus, Osas walked through the similar gates with different mindset. She was wearing simple outfits, carrying an old bag, and she looked like any other regular student struggling to get an education. Some students stared at her and whispered among themselves, but Osas held her head up and focused on her goal to graduate with good grades and rebuild her reputation through honest hard work. In her first class, she was surprised to see a familiar face. Osaon was there, apparently taking an elective course in mass communication as part of his master's degree program. Their eyes met across the classroom and Osaon's heart started beating fast. Osaon looked surprised to see her, but didn't look away immediately like he used to do. After the class, as students were filing out, Osaon approached her. Osaon, she looked down at her hand. "I didn't know you were still in school. I am doing my master's degree now. I heard you were away." "Yes, I served my time. I am back to finish my degree and try to build a real life this time." They stood in awkward silence for a moment. Then Osaon said, "I read your letter." Osas looked up at him with hopeful eyes and, "It was honest, probably the most honest thing you have ever said to me." "Osaon, I know I don't deserve another chance, but I want you to know that I am not the same person I was before. Prison taught me the value of truth and hard work." Osaon studied her face carefully. "Do I know this isn't another lie? How do I know the real you isn't still the girl who could lie so easily?" Osas took a deep breath. "You don't know. I can only prove it through my actions over time. I am not asking you to trust me immediately or to give me another chance romantically. I just hope that someday you can see that people can really change." As they walked out of the building together, Osas felt something she hadn't felt in a long time, hope for a genuine future. But as she was checking her phone for messages for a part-time job at a small computer cafe, she saw a notification that made her heart stop. Someone had tagged her in a new TikTok video with the caption, "Look who is back. Once a scammer, always a scammer." The video was already getting views and comments, and Osas realized that her past would not be easy to escape. Hey besties, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment. Until we meet again, stay blessed and always choose the right path.